Joining us right now, the councillor for Charleswood, Tuxedo, and Westwood, Kevin Klein. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Hal. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, you at committee level today moved a couple of motions, and they were passed unanimously. And I think there are a couple of important issues, and we'll see what happens with these motions. But let's talk about them. The first one, you have called for an independent review of wait times for ambulances. Tell us why this is important.
Well, this is very important, and first I want to thank my colleagues for supporting this unanimously. But this is an issue that we are hearing about. We're hearing reports on CJOB and in other media, and we're hearing from residents, and I'm getting calls quite a bit, about people waiting for an ambulance over an hour. Now, I know that they have to triage some, but there have been incidents where one mother waited for an hour and 45 minutes. In talking with members of the Winnipeg Fire Paramedic Service, everyone is concerned about the wait times. They're very afraid for public safety, of course. And talking to paramedics, they're having difficulties actually filling all the shifts because we are reaching record high overtime levels.
So it's not that our ambulances, our paramedics are busy. I'm sure they are busy, but it's more a staff issue, eh?
Well, if you look at it, for the last 7 years, going on 8, the number of ambulances has not increased in the city of Winnipeg. And the population has increased, the city's footprint has expanded, but we have the same number of ambulances responding to community needs. Now, we've also known that our vulnerable resident population has increased. There are addiction issues that we're dealing with, so there's more and more stress put on our ambulances, and they're having a difficult time responding to all the calls. And of course, our fire paramedics will get out there and assess problems as well. But, their calls have increased, and they also have other duties that they have to attend to. So that's why I'm calling for an independent review. Take a look at it. Tell us why. Compare it to what's going on in the rural part of Manitoba. Are they having similar issues? And then maybe provide some suggestions on how we can make this better, because I am afraid for residents. I don't want people having to be concerned whether or not an ambulance is going to show up quick enough.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, who are the other councillors? You said it was passed unanimously. Just so people know, who are the other councils at committee?
Yeah, Councillor Lukes and Councillor Gillingham, both of them supported this motion and had reasons for supporting it that were very similar to mine. And I'm happy it went through, and I'm looking forward to a speedy response from the department and hopefully for full council support.
Yeah, good. No, I think it's a good idea to take a look and check on it, because, as you said, we're certainly hearing from residents that there are issues there. And then the other one, you have moved, and it has been passed unanimously as well, that the public service work with Homes for Heroes Foundation, which is a great organization. Tell us why this is important. Tell us a bit about the foundation as well. I know about it, but some other people may not.
Well, thank you very much for that. And I would urge all of your listeners, everybody in Winnipeg, to visit their website, homesforheroesfoundation.ca. I have been working with this group for a while, and they have been trying to open their program in Winnipeg for years now. They offer support to our veterans. These are veterans that have returned from active duty, either in Afghanistan or other peacekeeping missions, that have come back with injuries. And those injuries, I know a lot of people will refer to them as PTSD, but when I met with a group of veterans, they told me they don't consider it PTSD. They call it a mental health injury, because they've seen things we'll never see. And that, it restrains them from getting back into active life when they return. And there are support systems in place through Veterans Affairs, but it's difficult for these members, women and men, to access those because they're stuck in a very unhealthy place and they're dealing with their own mental health injuries. So this group collects the money, builds the homes in a community style. They have counselors on site that are paid for by Veterans Affairs, so that all of the residents in this community can get access to all of the programming available, to all of the support that's available. They get them jobs. CP Rail is a big supporter of Homes for Heroes. They're not asking for anything from the city of Winnipeg. Nothing. They're just asking for an appropriate piece of land that they're willing to buy because they already have over $4 million earmarked for Winnipeg, but they're having difficulty getting into the city. So enough talking about how we fix the problem. We know there are over 200 veterans, Canadian soldiers, that are on the streets of Winnipeg. Let's start fixing the problem and using programs that have success.
Yeah, when there's an organization that has a great track record in other cities, wanting to be here, they've got money to spend to make it happen here, and yet we haven't done a very good job of welcoming them here. So I would encourage people to check on that organization. And Kevin, I got to let you go. I'm right out of time, but I really appreciate you taking these important issues to, at this point, committee level, and let's hope it gets up a lot further than that.
Thank you, Hal, for bringing them public. I appreciate that.
All right. Yeah, and I appreciate you. Kevin Klein, Councillor for Charleswood, Tuxedo, and Westwood.